Hey, what's up? Chef Jesse here in my little kitchen. Today we're gonna eat Italian style food. Today I'm making manicotti. Manicotti. Here we go, stuffed with cheese and sauce and all that other good stuff. You'll see how it's done. And then I'm gonna eat. We're gonna have some nice freshly crispy lettuce, just plain lettuce and a little bit of mixed in with some cheese and some other stuff. You see how it's done. And I'm gonna have some cucumber, some pickled cucumber. I take the cucumber, folks, and I peel it. I seed it out. I take the seeds out. I slice them up, and then I put them into a bowl. I put it into a large bowl like this. I put my cucumbers in there. I put onions. I slice up onions. I put pieces of onions in there. I put a little bit of, and then I put water. I put garlic powder, a little bit of salt, teensy wincy sugar, put a little bit of vinegar, and I let that marinate there for about an hour or two. So I'm going to start doing it right now. So the more you marinate it, the better it tastes. Actually, overnight would taste better, but I'm in a hurry now, so I'm going to do that first. While I'm doing that, I'm going to be boiling my water for my manicotti, and then preparing the cheese filling. With ricotta and spinach and some other stuff, and I'm going to stuff it up in there. And then I'm going to have some tomatoes chopped up, cut up in pieces, with some olive oil and fresh parsley and basil and some pieces of chunks of mozzarella. And then it's going to be good. It's going to be good. And homemade garlic bread. I have some butter, some real butter, folks. I stopped using margarine. Margarine is, to me, it's no good. I read about margarine. The thing is like, I don't know, it's like frozen oil or whatever it is. So I use margarine. I like Breakstone, Orlando Lakes. And I mix it into a bowl with smashed up garlic. And then I spread it on the bread and I toast it, and homemade garlic bread. So folks, today is quite I'm in a hurry, and it's going to be quite oh, it's not challenging. Not for me, folks. But anyway, folks, that's what's in today. Manicotti and tomatoes and cucumbers and some freshly lettuce and the garlic bread, and that should be today's dinner. And when I come back, you'll see how it's done. So stay tuned. Well, folks, I'm cutting up my cucumber. I got my cucumber. And what I want to do is I want to take the seeds out. So what I do, I use a paring knife, and I go straight down, and I cut off like a square. See, if you cut off like a square, and then when you push it down, there you go. It's you get it. And I'm gonna cut these in half, and I just push the seeds right out. You'll get a seed or two, but if you push it right out, there you go. You push it right out the middle. See, where's my thumb is? You've pushed all the seeds out, or most of the seeds out, and you have less trouble. So yeah, that's how I do it. And you push it. There you go. And then I cut these in half. I cut these in half like so. And I stack them up actually, and down the line. And I cut them into half moons. See, these are half moons. So again, I want to take the seeds out. And what I do, I stand it up like a little stacks like this. Take my paring knife, and I go down, and I try to go, a little circle, square, and I cut around, and I make sure that it's touching the bottom of the cutting board. So you see, almost a perfect circle. Now, when I lift these up, I push through, and I got my seeds all out. See, I push through. There you go. All the seeds are out. So, I don't know what tricks you use, but just in case, then you put these in half, and there you go, half moons. So like I said, I put these in a bowl, and then I put some water in it, oil, vinegar, sugar, salt, garlic powder, and you get the flavor in there. If you let it stay overnight, it'll taste much, much better. And of course, you got to put onions in it. Don't forget the onions. And if you leave it overnight, it would taste much better. So here goes my cucumber. cutting it down, and I don't. This is very refreshing, especially when it's summertime. This is very refreshing for temperatures like this. And you put it in the refrigerator, let it cool off. Believe me, it's delicious. It's delicious. So here we go. We got my stack. Let's see if you can see that more better. Okay, so you got my stack here of cucumbers. Go down, down. Put your finger there, and you go down. Okay, so it's not perfect, but hey, look at that, and look at the seeds. So you can push them individual. There you go. Seeds come right out. Look at that. Just push it out. Seeds come right out. You know, you might get a seed or two, no big deal. But for the most part, you get all the seeds out. Like I said, you push it with your thumb, finger, and the seeds are out. Then I come here and I slice them straight down, line them up, straight down, half moons into the bowl. Let me demonstrate that again. Take the stack of the seeds in there, line it up, take a knife, straight down. I'm pretty sure there's other ways to do this. My mother showed me another way the other day, but I forgot what she said she used to do, but there you go. And you pop it out. Okay. Don't worry about making an even circle because it's, and if it breaks, you're going to cut these in half anyway. You pop it out. There you go. This is already done. See? So, half moons. Put it into a bowl like this. The onions, the water, salt, pepper, vinegar, garlic powder, and then you let it stay in the refrigerator overnight, or a couple hours before dinner, and it'll be nice and cool and nice and refreshing. So try it out. It's a recipe that an old friend of mine, I tried it in her house for the first time. It was delicious, and I've done it ever since. So try it out. So I'm cutting up my onions. I cut them up. What I usually do, if I cut off a little piece of the bottom, then I can stand it up, and it won't slide off your hand. A little trick. Pretty sure you probably know it. But here we go. We cut. I hate onion skins. You cut. Okay. And you cut. Okay. Now, I got these big onions like this. I'm gonna cut them in half. And that's it. And I'm gonna put them in the bowl. Put them in the bowl with the onion, with the cucumbers. So again, in half. Break them up. In half. Break them up. So now you see the, I cut them pretty big so that when I'm taking out when I'm eating the cucumbers, you can eat the onions, of course, but sometimes you might not want to eat the onions or whatever, and so you just to distinguish between the onion and the cucumber, you cut them a little bit bigger. So in half and into it, and then here we go. Now you mix it up all up. Now you mix it all up, the onions and the cucumber. Okay, put some water in there. So you're gonna put some water in there. It covers up here. It's plain water. Okay, where's my rag in? I'm gonna put some salt. I'll put some salt. Okay. I'm gonna put some vinegar. And I'm gonna use some nice extra virgin olive oil. Actually, I got a bottle open over here. I use a lot of olive oil in this house. It's very healthy for you. Oops. Oh, stuff dropping all over the place. So, just put enough oil, Oh, there you go. Never enough oil. Mix it out with something here. I can't find a spoon. There we go. Okay, so I'm mixing. It's mixed up then with the water, the oil, the vinegar, salt, and let me put this around. Use a little bit of sugar. Let me get some garlic powder. Somebody stole my garlic powder? What is this? Oh man, somebody stole my garlic powder. Okay. Garlic powder. And I put enough because I love garlic. And put some pepper in it. Okay. And you mix it up. Okay. Like I said, if you keep this overnight, it'll marinate better. It'll taste real good. You'll get that sweet onion flavor when you bite into the cucumber. And you can always taste it. I always take one little small cucumber here. Come here, see how smooth. Little cucumber. Okay, and I'm gonna taste this little cucumber. Starting to flavor itself already. The onion is pretty strong, so yep. I'll take that onion. So folks, it's done. Cover this up, put it in the fridge, and then we'll serve it at dinner. Stay tuned. So folks, what I'm making, I'm gonna make the tomatoes now. I usually do. I usually use plum tomatoes. I don't have plum tomatoes today, so I'm going to use regular tomatoes, all-purpose tomatoes. I washed them. I think we have company today. A friend of mine is coming over, so what I'm going to do is he's coming over to bring me some parts that I need for my car. So he's doing me a great favor. He's a great guy, young guy, and he's what can I say? He's a great guy. So anyway, I'm gonna treat him today. He's I don't know if he's used to eating Italian food, but we're gonna feed him Italian food today, whether he likes it or not. So I sliced my tomatoes about 1 inch. Okay. And I cut them in quarters. Sometimes they're big. I'll cut them in again in about eighths. Eighths, what it's called? I just made that up, eighths. There we go. Okay. And this is very simple. I'm just gonna put some olive oil in there. And a little drop of vinegar. Balsamic vinegar I'm gonna use. And then this tomato is too big. There we go. We're gonna cut it up in quarters. What did I say before? Eighths? Eighths, whatever that means. And there we go. I gotta get that little piece thing here. Okay. We got that off. You got that off. Okay. Okay. Let me get that off here. Okay. Put that up in there. It's okay. I got my tomatoes chopped up in there. I'll chop up another one, or half another one, I don't know. There we go. We're gonna chop this up. You might want to take the seeds out. Some people take the seeds out. Again, you take the seeds out, you go like this and in circles, and you take the whole section of seeds out. No problem. There we go. We take out the whole seeds, and let's see if you want to take the seeds. I don't know. There we go. And Cut them in. There we go. There we go. But I'll tell you, that's what gives it the flavor. Okay, so get this cutting board out of the way. Okay, so here goes my tomatoes all chopped up. Olive oil. I got some parsley. If I can find it. Parsley. Oh, where's my parsley? Nice. Like this. Can't find my parsley. Wait a minute. Man, I have a hard time finding my basil. Ooh. So basil's kind of strong, so you just want a little bit there. Again. And again, same thing. Mix it up. There, yeah, there you go. Folks, and there goes your tomatoes and olive oil. So, you put that in the fridge. So folks, my water's boiling. And now I'm going to add my Manicotti. Get this thing pretty. I'm always constantly cleaning. You gotta constantly clean. Make sure this is clean. Oh, paper towels here. Okay, so I got my Manicotti. Here you go. And you gotta put them into the boiling water. You're just gonna drop them in to the boiling water, and then I'm gonna stuff them with cheese and. Okay, so just drop them in the water. Set your timer, and you're good. So I set my timer to 7 minutes. Check them, make sure they're tender. I'm going to take them out, rinse them out, and then I'm going to stuff them. And I'm going to make the mix for the stuffing, and you'll see how it's done. Okay, folks, now it's time to make my cheese filling for the manicotti. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to use ricotta. Okay, I'm going to use 1 pint, which is this is 15 ounces, and it's going to be. Let me get this knife here. There we go. So I'm going to put the ricotta in here. There we go. Maybe we can get the whole thing out. So I'm only making. Let me see. We got eight shells. So this should be enough. I should be able to stuff them. I'm going to add some more. I got another ricotta here. Okay, I got another one here opened up, which is good. Use this up. Hey, that'll be enough. There we go. In this ricotta, I'm gonna put in some. I'm gonna put 8 ounces. 8 ounces of mozzarella. Okay, this is part skim, so I'm going to put the mozzarella in there. There we go. I'll put all of it. I'm going to save a little bit for the topping. There we go. So that should be good. It's a lot of cheese, huh? A lot of cheese. So anyway, here's my mixture here. I'm going to put some. Let me see. It's a ground pepper. Okay. Pepper. I'm going to use some salt. And I'm going to use some parsley. Now, parsley, you can use it. There you go. And I'm going to put in I'm going to beat 2 eggs. Let me get this. Let me get a fork for this. 2 eggs. There you go. My manicotti should be done. It's totally is done. Beat 2 eggs. So I've beaten 2 eggs into this mixture. Well beaten. And there you go. And then you start to mix. This is going to look a little bit mushy, but it's delicious. It's delicious, I'm telling you. Let me show you how it's looking. There you go. That's the filling for the manicotti. Okay. Now, you can use one of those things that you fill, use for pastry. You know those, I don't know what it's called because I'm not a baker. But you put it in there, you squeeze it. It's like a rubber, like a plastic bat, and you put it in there. You can stuff them by spooning them in there. You know. But this is the mixture, folks. And while the manicotti is almost done, it's boiling in the water. We are going to, this mixture looks good. I'm going to put some more parsley in there because I love the parsley. Look at the parsley in there. There you go. Yeah. Delicious. I forgot one thing. It's Parmesan. So actually it's got mozzarella, ricotta, Parmesan. I'm just going to give a little bit of Parmesan in there. Maybe 2 teaspoons. And then we mix. Okay. My ricotta is almost, my manicotti is almost done. There we go. Okay, stay tuned and see when I'm fill these things up. So folks, I got my, some of my manicotti broke, so I'm boiling the water to make some more. So I agreed I'm out at this point. Anyway, folks, I take my pasta sauce and I put it in the bottom of the pan, okay? And I spread it out just to have a coating in the bottom of the pan. Spread it out. There you go. So just spread it out so the manicotti doesn't get stuck. You can use more sauce if you want, you know, adjust it to what you're liking. So I'm going to start stuffing the manicotti that I have now, and let's see. Okay. So folks, I don't have one of those fancy dinky stuff that you fill pastry with. So what I'm using is a freezer bag. I cut a hole in the bottom, and I'm taking my manicotti and like so. Be careful because these things break, and then you gotta be out of luck. So I'm gonna squeeze. It's like when you're doing a cake, you're squeezing, and there you go. Look at that. And you're filling the manicotti out. Look at that. There you go. And you can go in from the other end. You can go for the other end and squeeze it in there. And there you go, folks. You have the stuffed. There you go. And you have your stuffed manicotti. Okay. So let me show you again how this is made. I used a freezer bag. I put the cheese filling in here. Okay. And then I take very carefully, because these things are very sensitive. They're like, oh, like I said, I gotta boil some more. So I open them up. I put the nozzle, I cut a little tip of the bag. I insert it in the hole. And I start to squeeze my cheese filling in there. And once you get, let's see, it's kind of tricky. Once you get some of it in there, it'll stabilize the manicotti and it won't break. And there you go. So insert the tip. Here you go, squeeze. There you go. You squeeze it. Get it in there. And you're getting in there. Yeah. So you squeeze it in there. Once you get it in there, you can squeeze it. There you go. You can go from one end, and then you can get this. And make sure you put enough mixture in there, and then you go to the other side, and you squeeze. You squeeze. And there you go. And you can stuff it with a little bit of, use a spoon if you want to fill just to fill it in, the rest. And there you go. Move it around. It's kind of messy a little bit, but it's fun. Maybe have your kids, if your kids are small, young, let them fill it up. And there it goes, folks. There goes your manicotti. It's stuffed, both ends. It's in there, move it around. And you got your stuffed manicotti. Okay. Now, like I said, I got some that were broken. So now I'm going to boil. I'm boiling water here. Ooh. Let's see. I'm gonna put about three or four more. Three. You know what? I'm gonna the rest of the box I'm gonna put in there, because if they break, they break. And then, so remember, you put it in the bag, cut a tip in, and then start to squeeze and fill the manicotti. So let me try to flip another one. So folks, the trick to this is that you can't overcook your pasta. You can't overcook the manicotti. You have to make it that it's tender. This way you're able to stuff it. So the first ones I boiled it too much, I think. Now these ones see, it's stabilized. So that's the trick. And you just gotta keep eye on it. You want the pasta firm, but you don't want it to fall apart. If it's too soft, it's gonna collapse, just like lasagna and any other pasta that you want to make something, form something of it. So that's the trick. Make sure that you don't overcook your pasta. Never overcook your pasta. And if you do, then it's gonna get, when you try to stuff it, it's gonna fall apart. So I got this new batch coming out of the water, and then we're gonna stuff them. I'll show you how it's done. Okay, so I got my rest of my. See, these are a little bit more firm. The other ones were overcooked so much. So again, in the bag, my cheese mix with the tip cut off. Put the tip in there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that, beautiful in there. Okay. Let it drop down a bit. Oops. Let it drop down a bit. Just flow down and push more in there. There you go. And then once you get in there, you get the tip, you can do the other side. And like so. And there you go. And it's a little bit messy in there, but you get the idea. Okay, so make sure it's open. Make sure it's open. This is kind of messy here. Make sure it's open, and your cheese goes in there. And if you mix it up, if you shake it a little bit down, and there goes your stuffed Manicotti. Okay. And wash your hands and do the second one. And let's see, we're gonna do this second one here. Here we go. Face it down so it flows down. Slowly, patience. It's gonna go down. And then it goes halfway down. You can shake it a bit, or you can just go in from the other side. There you go. That one filled out pretty good. There you go. And there you go. Nice and firm. There we go, folks. And into the thing. Okay. Let me show you once more. Once more. Make sure your mixture is in there. Let me get this one here. In the hole. There you go. Look at that. That was a nice one. This is kind of messy here. I'm getting salt. I'm getting cheese in there again. Okay. And then the other end. That was a nice one, folks. And there goes your stuffed Manicotti. Here you go. And into the pan.